Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Jordyn, and we are already nearly at the end of 2022, which is pretty crazy. This has been a pretty excellent reading year for me, and I figured before I start doing like my end of year content where I talk about the best books of the year and the worst books of the year, I should probably take a look and do the end of the year book tag just to make sure I have all my ducks in a row. I know what I've been reading, I know what I have left to complete before the end of the year, and I guess just answer some questions about this time of year. Let's go ahead and just get into it. Question number one is, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? No. I am a one book at a time kind of person. Sometimes two if I have a physical and an audiobook going on at the same time, but I really don't ever start multiple books at the same time and just never get back to them. I'm not much of a DNFer, but if I do DNF a book, it's pretty much permanent. So at this point, I'm completely caught up. I'm in the middle of one book. I know I'll finish it before the end of the year. Nothing outstanding. Question number two is, do you have a book recommendation to transition into the end of the year? Yes, I feel like this is the perfect time to plug a video that I just recently uploaded called Winter Book Recommendations. It is all about books that have snowy climates, are set in winter. A couple of them are set in November and December, and I feel like all of those are the perfect books to read to start getting you in the cozy wintry mood. You can see that I have my Christmas tree set up behind me. I'm not much of a Christmas book reader, but I am a winter book reader. So all of those books that I recommend in that video, I would say are perfect for this end of year time. Question number three, are there any new releases you're still waiting for? There are a few. I did do an anticipated releases video for quarter four. Most of the book releases I think were October and November, but I did have a few in December. The one that sticks out in my memory is 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. She is the author of the Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy, which a lot of people love. That is still on my TBR, and I will get to that in a future question. But it sounds like this is a young adult book about 5 friends who are on a road trip together and start getting killed or getting targeted or something like that. It sounds very interesting, and it comes out December 8th. Question number 4 is, what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? So first of all, like I just mentioned, the Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy, I own all 3 books. I know I'm gonna enjoy them. I just need to make the time to read them. Those are high on my priority list, but I'm gonna count those as like one book altogether. A couple of other books that I own and haven't read yet and want to make sure I read them before the end of the year are Our Missing Hearts by Celeste Ng and The Henna Artist by Alka Joshi. Question number 5, are there any books you're hoping to read that might become your favorite book of the year? Honestly, probably not. I think I have my favorite book of the year pretty solidified. I'm not gonna say what it is in this video, but if you have followed me for a while, I think it's pretty obvious which book I've raved about recently. And I think I've said multiple times, this book is probably going to be my favorite of the year. I don't know if any book that I currently own and have on my TBR even has an interesting enough premise to overcome that, but never say never. I love when books surprise me, so I always keep an open mind. Question number 6 is, have you already started making reading plans for 2023? Kind of. Mostly I just have ideas at this point. I do have a lot of recurring series on my channel that I know I'll continue into the new year. So I will be continuing my book of the month reading vlogs. I'll probably continue doing a celebrity book club series where I read books that celebrities have picked for their book clubs. I'll probably continue doing my book series binge series where I read an entire series of books all at one time. So all of those I'm sure will be scattered throughout the new year, but I don't have specific reading plans quite yet in terms of what exact books I will be reading when. So rough ideas, but no concrete plans yet. I'm kind of a 1 month in advance planner where I have a list of ideas that I keep in my phone and in my notebooks. And then when I'm about 1 month out, I will plan what actual content I want to put out that month and then what reading I need to do along with that. And then last question, number 7, are there any new 2023 book releases on your radar already? Yes, plenty. I have a lot of favorite authors or authors that I love, and I always like to look at what books they have coming out in the next year. So I have a list started. Let's talk through them. Brittney Morris has a new book coming out March 7th called The Jump. Jordyn Taylor has a new book coming out at some point next year called The Queen's Cup. Wismer has a new book coming out at some point next year called Broken Perfect Lies. Slocumb is the author of one of my favorite books this year, and he has a book called The Composer's Last Score coming out in April. We've got the new Finlay Donovan book coming out. Ashley Winstead has a new book. Raquel Marie has a sports romance called You Don't Have a Shot coming out. Tia Williams is the author of 7 Days in June. It looks like she has a new one coming out. Ashley Audrain has one in March. Mindy McGinnis has one in March. Apparently Elizabeth Acevedo is gonna have a new book next year. There are going to be so many releases that I cannot wait for. I do plan to do an anticipated release video relatively soon for the first quarter of next year to talk through even more new books coming out that I'm excited for, with pictures of their covers and actual release dates and everything. So look forward to that if you are looking for future books to add to your TBR for the new year. But that is all the questions for this tag, nice and quick. If you have a booktube channel, consider yourself tagged. I would love to see your answers to these questions in your own video. If you don't have a booktube channel, I will leave all of the questions in the description box, and I would love if you answered them in the comments, because I feel like it would be a good way to get to know some of my friends and viewers and talk about all of the books that we are excited for next year. But other than that, I don't have anything else. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one.